Hey fellow musicians and rock stars, Paul Walker here, the founder of All Music Promotions. And today I just wanted to quickly run through, how to, best optimize or set up, your blog template or your blog platform. And obviously if you've been following me for a bit of a time now, for a while, you'll know that, I believe in blogs, and I think they're more powerful than certainly what social media is and what just having a standard website is in regards to, getting more people to, view obviously your blog, but also then, hear more of your music, learn more about you as a person, as an artist, and ultimately, hopefully get some more fans out of it. So as I said, I believe blogging is the #1 way to do that, and as I said in some of my previous videos, I go into a lot more depth and detail as to why I believe that is. But in today's video, I just wanted to quickly show you, the best way to kind of optimize, as I said, your blog to, get all the main things out there which are really, going to entice a non-fan and a potential visitor to your blog site to really, start engaging with you and, go to the content and the material that they're ultimately looking for straight up when they come to your site looking to find out new music and more about you. So as you can see here, I've just got a very basic kind of outline of what your screen would look like when you see a blog template. So sort of starting from the top and working our way down. Also you would have your banner or your band name or your artist name at the top of the page there. Then you would have your contents bar, so that links to obviously the different pages that you have to offer on your blog. And then normally you would have like your main sort of featured blog area where your most recent blog would sit, the title and the content of that blog, and then hopefully you would have some sort of like an about author or about me little section to attach to that. And then below that, you would have your other sort of previous blogs or maybe some other videos and stuff running below that. On the right hand side, normally most blog platforms have this, which is what they call a sidebar. And this is probably one of the most important things about your blog. Certainly just offers some different content and different value than what your straight up blog post does. And it's also, the key indicator to the authority, or what you have to offer, especially as a musician or a band. And certainly, as I said, your sidebar is going to be what demonstrates that to potential fans and visitors. Alright, so again, working from the top, you got your band name, you got your contents menu bar, and basically, what you should have up there, it should be straight to the point, not too much kind of fluff and airy-fairy things. You want to be very direct, and obviously you want to come across professional about what you have up there, and obviously, potential, promoters or record labels or, even media outlets, TV, music, radio, that type of thing. If they're coming to your blog and your website, they want to know exactly where to go to find out the information that, they're seeking. But, on a general sort of aesthetic view, they also want to know that you kind of know what you're talking about. And as I say, you look professional, whether, your band or, you've only been playing music for, a couple of weeks or whatever. They won't know that. If it looks professional, then as I said, they're more inclined to, click on the information and find what they're looking for. So typically you would have, a home page tab, which obviously would take you back to either a static page or back to your most recent sort of blogs on your blog page. Then you would have like a bio. Again, if you're just a solo artist, then it's, primarily just about you. I'm not going to go into too much detail about what should be in your bio. Obviously, there's some very strategic things that you should include, and there's also some stuff that you should probably kind of leave out of your bio. But certainly that's where your bio would sit. And then next to that, I'll have what's called the media page. So again, if you've got other, MP3s that are on the SoundCloud, or whether they're links back to iTunes, more YouTube videos that you have, and certainly even your media kit, especially if, as I said, if, media outlets, radio stations, music channels, TV stations, that type of thing, magazines, are looking to interview or do a story on you, they want to know that particular information. Again, I'm not going to go into detail what's in the media kit today, but you should include it sort of in that media section. Okay, next to that you would have a merchandise tab. So again, if you've got t-shirts, stickers, other sort of music DVDs or other things that fans can purchase from you, then yeah, you want a merchandise site so that obviously if they feel inclined, they can purchase something straight away. They don't have to wait to see you, at a live gig or on tour or something like that. Next to that, obviously, then you do want a contact page. So again, this is primarily for your fans, but as I said, mainly for media outlets to get in contact with you as a band, whether they want to hire you to play a gig or play a festival, or as I said, they want to run some sort of a story or do some sort of a news article or media article on you. So you definitely want a contact page, and obviously you want that to be up to date and as current as possible. Have the details of your manager or whoever your sort of go-to contact person is, and obviously the best email, phone number, and obviously other details there. But I'll go into that into a lot more training in another video. And then obviously you want your social media bar either sort of located within your menu bar or very to the top there as much as you can, and obviously linking that back to all your other social media sites. Okay. So down here on the right hand side, as I said, you've got your sidebar, and as I said, I believe this is probably to be the most powerful part of your blog. So primarily the first thing that you should have would be what they call in the marketing world an offer or a bribe. Okay, and you're probably thinking, well, why do I have that, or how does that relate to me as an undiscovered artist or an unsigned artist? Well, if someone's new and they're coming to find you for the first time, and you can actually entice them with something that not every band is doing, something different to make you sort of stand out from the crowd, people are going to be more inclined to kind of click on it, at least to have a look, to sort of see what it is, and hopefully what you're offering will be enough to capture their details. And that's ultimately what you want to try and do, is capture at least their email as a bare minimum, but even a name as well. And obviously that will lead to you then being able to contact them whenever you want, and let them know about upcoming gigs or launching of songs and albums and so forth. So what do you actually have here as an offer or a bribe? Well, again, it's something that's makes you stand out as an artist or a band. So it could be anything from exclusive content, so whether it's unreleased songs, or maybe it's a particular sort of video that you've shot or something like that. Maybe you've teamed up with some other bands, or you played a special sort of benefit gig, or you did just something a little bit out of the ordinary, something's going to make you stand out that they're not going to find typically on iTunes, or where other sort of mass media music sites are. Something that's, as I said, different and makes you stand out. If you don't have that, then you definitely want, as I said, some sort of a contact or a capture form template here, where again it either leads those potential fans to something like subscribing to a newsletter that you might have running, or again you offering some sort of exclusive content, whether it be, as I said, unreleased songs, or you've teamed up with another band and you did a cover song, or whatever the case may be. But ultimately, primarily something that's going to entice a visitor to check it out, and as I said, put their details into it and grab that. You can even do things that link up with social media that say, come like us on social media, and by liking us on social media and putting in your details into this capture form, we will send you XYZ, whatever the case may be. So you're directing your fans to obviously like you on Facebook, so you get that like, but then in return you're going to give them something for free as well for doing that. Below that, you want a SoundCloud clip, so one of probably your better known songs, or the ones that the fans that you do have most relate to, or most like the most. You want that there, so that when people are reading your blog post, they can kind of have your music potentially playing in the background. Even if you can get that on autoplay, sometimes that's even works as a benefit as well. And then below that, you want a YouTube video, so hopefully it is one of your music videos, or something that you've put together on YouTube. Or another cool thing that a lot of bands do, which I don't see a lot, but I think it's really, really cool, is having kind of like testimonials, or sort of live shot footage. If maybe you're playing a gig or something like that, get one of your friends to take in a camcorder if they can, and sort of edit together some live footage of your band playing, and talking to some of the fans and the other punters that are there watching your show. And also you want positive things said about your music and why people are there liking it. But again, that just generates enthusiasm and interest for someone who's just landed on your page to go, oh, okay, well, if these guys have got some testimonials and they've got some fans, raving about their music, they must be pretty cool. Why haven't I heard about them? And that's obviously, as I said, drive some enthusiasm and excitement in that, fan that's just landed on your page. And then you kind of want the other things like your recent posts and obviously the categories of your particular blogs that you've been posting up, each day. And then also, you may have like some sort of an ad, whether it's an affiliate link, and again, I can go into more detail in that in other training, or something like a music related ad. So maybe it's like a Warner Brothers or a Universal Music or Sony, running an ad or promoting a band or a new album. You can kind of grab that and just sort of have it on there. It's a bit of an authority thing, just to sort of say, hey, you know what, we know who these big guys are, and we're on the same sort of playing level as them. So, but there's a couple of different things there. But ultimately, yeah, you want that ad ultimately to be driving some income into your back pocket. It's not, it's kind of not really beneficial to have an ad up there if it's not really serving you. So you want to be getting paid, in some capacity for having that ad up on your blog. All right, so that's pretty much the layout of a blog, and I really hope that served you well. You can sort of play around with it, but really, the idea behind it is, I guess in the marketing world, there's a real simple formula, but a lot of people aren't aware of this, especially in the music industry for unsigned bands. And that's called the triangle formula. And basically how it kind of works, if I just draw like an imaginary triangle across the page. So typically what happens when someone first lands on your page is they'll be drawn to kind of this area here and sort of see what this blog post is, whatever, and then they'll kind of scan over to the right and just kind of see what's happening on this side. And this is kind of where you want your bells and whistles and your bright shining light stuff to be, because you want to attract people over here. And as I said, you hopefully want to get them to the offer, or to input their name into a capture page so you can obviously grab their information. If they do that and hopefully enter their details in, or even if they just at least look at it, they'll then kind of bounce back this way to other blog posts of yours, and again see other sort of titles that you've got written here, and hopefully again that'll entice them to stay on the page, read what this blog post is, and especially if you have some sort of a scintillating or an out there sort of title that's going to draw them in, then ultimately that's what you want. You want people to hang around on your page. And then obviously once they're reading their blogs, you'll have different links in there to, hopefully get them to your Facebook page, get them to sign up to Twitter, or get them to go to iTunes and download your song, whatever the case may be. All right, guys. Well, as I said, I hope you found that really beneficial. Certainly, the way that I kind of lay out my, blog template, and it's certainly how I, teach and train, unsigned artists and undiscovered musicians on how to set up their blog posts and their blog template to achieve exactly that. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much. And if you like that, feel free to check us out more on the internet. We've got our website at www.allmusicpromotions.com. Head there, you will see a tab that will link you straight, to the All Music Promotions blog site, where you can get a lot more, training, videos, and other sort of helpful, hints and tips and tricks that'll help you, as I said, get your music out there to a wider audience, and put your music in front of as many ears and eyes as possible. So, all right, guys. Well, this is Paul Walker saying thanks so much, and I look forward to speaking to you guys soon, and hopefully I'll see you guys on the world stages. All right, bye, guys.